As Horizon 4's launch lacked many iconic cars, the community became really unhappy. Because of that, I made this list of 25 new cars to the Forza series, which I believe are absolutely necessary to be included in Horizon 5's launch. Enjoy the video.
Yeah, I'm back at it. My wrist comes a break.
If Horizon 5 is going to be set anywhere near Asia or the United States, the game just won't feel complete without the iconic 1992 through 1995 Civics. They're a huge part of car culture, as these are the first cars that suffered from the Chrysler trend. These Civics haven't made appearances at all in Horizon, and in my opinion, they're completely necessary in Horizon 5 and would overall just be a really refreshing addition into the game. Not having these iconic Civics in Horizon 5 would be like not having Corsas in Horizon Britain. Like,
let's go.
Now I know that this is simply a body kit for the RX-7, but I felt that it needed to be included on this list as an overall car. As the Veilside RX-7 is largely known as being Han's car in Tokyo Drift, it's also really popular in car culture for just how eye-catching and unique it is. The body kit transforms the RX-7 into a completely different car and is easily one of my favorite body kits. Because of how iconic it is, not only in Japanese car culture but also in worldwide car culture, the lack of it in Horizon 5 would leave a lot of people disappointed. As the Aventador SVJ is one of the most highly requested cars in Horizon 4's wishlist thread, it deserves appearance in Horizon 5. With the SVJ's extravagant looks and performance, it's a perfect fit for Horizon and just fits the mold for cars that represent what Horizon games are about. Driving cars that you will probably never be able to drive in real life. With only 900 of the 2020 model SVJ on the planet, it's a rarer and faster version of the Aventador SV. SVJs are also popular in Japanese culture for extreme modification, turning them into stuff like this, which would be a great feature to see in Horizon 5. This car really doesn't need an explanation. Whether you're a normal person or a JDM fanboy, you probably want the Mark V Supra in the game. It would be a great cover car for Horizon 5 and is one of the only modern Japanese cars to be highly tuner friendly. Although many people have criticisms for this car, swapping the controversial BMW Inline 6 out for a 2JZ would be something we all want to see in Horizon 5. If you're a fan of Corvettes, you know how legendary the C8 is. Since the 70s, Chevy had been planning a mid-engine Corvette. They made one concept of it and simply left it at that, until now. With the C8's reveal, it's quickly become one of the most sought-after cars on the market, offering a huge amount of performance for a small price tag. Since the C8 has already made a mark on car culture, it's very necessary that this car is included in Horizon 5. The Chaser is known worldwide for being an absolute drift missile. With Toyota returning to the Horizon series, many people question why it hasn't already been added into Horizon 4. With this iconic 1JZ motor, it would also open up the possibility for a 1JZ engine swap in the game, which is one of the most popular engine swaps in the world. We need a Chaser in Horizon 5, and I really hope we get one. The GTR 50 is an example of another car that perfectly fits the mold for Horizon, as it is the embodiment of a car that we'll probably never be able to drive in real life. With a $1.2 million price tag and only 50 models in production, it is extremely rare. It's also a great cover car option for Horizon 5 as it just looks insane. It has a great story behind it as well, starting life as an Instagram render from Ital Design, which has turned into one of the most unique and sought after Nissans to date. Since the Jesko's launched in 2019, it's become one of the most highly requested cars in Horizon 4 and has already made its way into the crew too. It's one of the fastest road legal cars to date, topping out at 278 miles per hour. It also has a completely unique transmission with 7 clutches. It's definitely a unique car, and as many people want more hypercars in Horizon, it's absolutely necessary in Horizon 5. If you guys have ever played Gran Turismo, you'd know why I included this car. It's a legendary Japanese Le Mans car and even has a street legal road version. Just look at it. Imagine driving this around the streets of Japan, or even Britain for that matter. Even though the Le Mans version was seen in Motorsport 5, the road legal version hasn't been seen in any Forza games, and in my opinion, it has to be included in Horizon 5. The Project 1 has become one of the most requested cars in Horizon 4 since its reveal in 2018. Although it doesn't release to the public until 2021, Horizon 5 will likely release in 2021 or 2022, meaning that the Project 1 will be a viable option as a cover car with its unique looks and rumored F1 hybrid technology. If the Project 1 somehow doesn't make it into Horizon 5, it will definitely be disappointing and will continue to dominate wishlist threads for years to come. there is one car on this list that absolutely none of us will be able to drive, it would definitely be this car. Only a single Cento Giecci was ever produced, making it one of the most rare cars in the entire world. It was sold to a private owner for $18 million. With this looks being a mix of the legendary EB110 of the 90s and the modern Bugatti Divo, it is definitely a unique looking car and is another hypercar that many people would love to see in Horizon 5. The Forester is a largely overlooked car in terms of Forza wishlists, however, it's a crazy car and definitely deserves a spot in Horizon 5. In car culture, the Forester is by far one of the most popular wagons. With this unique looks and high output, it's a great fit for Horizon. With the STI variant of the Forester being quite rare, it's a car that we would all love to see in Horizon and has so far never been included in any Forza games. One of my personal favorite Hondas, the Del Sol variant of the CRX, is one of the most unique Hondas in existence, and although the car did make an appearance in Motorsport 4, it hasn't been seen in Forza ever since. Featuring a target top and 160 horsepower, it definitely was an interesting car, and although it didn't seem too fast on the surface, tuners have brought the car to over 600 horsepower, so it definitely has tuning potential. It being a spider also makes it very unique and would overall make it a very cool addition to Horizon 5. A modern chaser, the Toyota Crown is also a really popular drifter in Japan and is commonly used as a police car as well. It's also a luxury car, so it will enjoy a nice interior view if it makes its way into Horizon 5. Coming stock with rear-wheel drive and a 250 horsepower V6, it can definitely pull its own weight, and with a welded diff and a bigger turbo, it will be well on its way to drifting in luxury and style. Overall, the Crown is a great fit for Horizon, and I really hope it'll make its debut in Horizon 5. Many of you might not have heard of this car, but if you have, you'd know exactly why it's on this list. Easily one of the best looking cars ever made, this 70s icon was rare and extremely sought after by car enthusiasts. Its mid-engine V8 pulled out 320 horsepower, which was supercar figures at the time period. Modern car culture has brought things like wide bodies to the Pantera, which make it look even better than it did out of the factory. I consider this car the baby of a Ford GT40 and a Lamborghini Countach. Its mixed styling makes it very aesthetically pleasing, and if Horizon 5 is in Japan, it would fit the culture well with this vast tunability. Definitely the most unique car on this list, this K car hasn't been seen in Forza at all despite its reputation in Japan. It has gull wing doors and was also mid-engined. It was advertised as the ultimate handling car, which made sense considering the car only came with 63 horsepower and that was about the only selling point it would have. Despite this, the car is highly tunable and can make well over 300 horsepower. Overall, due to how unique the AZ1 is, I think it would be a great addition in Horizon, and if Horizon 5 is actually set in Japan, this would be the perfect car to add. I haven't seen too many people talk about this, but Horizon needs 4-door Skylines. They look amazing when they're modified correctly, and they're drift missiles, as most of them came with rear-wheel drive. A lot of the community has been asking for more regular cars to be added in Horizon, and 4-door Skylines are a great start, as we can compare my friend Fluky's Skyline fairly evenly with a Toyota Camry. The Cappuccino is easily one of the funnest K cars in existence. It features a 3-cylinder, 2-liter motor pushing out 60 horsepower, which sucks, but the tuning potential of this car is huge. It's a legendary car in Japan, and in Gran Turismo is one of the most loved cars in the series. Overall, the Cappuccino would be a great addition into Horizon 5, and it really doesn't need any explanation. As the Cybertruck caught the world by storm at its reveal, many people wanted to see it make an appearance in Horizon. Since the car is extremely controversial, it can provide good exposure for Horizon, and many people might end up buying the game just because of the Cybertruck. Although the car isn't set to be released for a few years, it will likely be available to the public by the time Horizon 5 is released. It offers the fastest acceleration out of most trucks with a 0 to 60 time of only 2.9 seconds and a top speed of 130 miles per hour. With how heavy the Cybertruck is, that is extremely impressive. The acceleration combined with the torque of the electric motor would be amazing for rally racing and off-roading in general, and I really hope for the car's possible debut in the next Horizon. As the M8 has quickly become the fastest production BMW to date, it yearns for its debut in Horizon. With a 617 horsepower, 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8, it absolutely hauls. It's all-wheel drive and is heavily track-oriented, so its handling and braking abilities are likely miles better than other BMW M Series models. In my opinion, it's easily one of the most aggressive-looking BMWs ever made, and since the Horizon devs have a great relationship with BMW, I can't see why this car shouldn't make an appearance in Horizon 5. Rumored to be the new fastest production Lamborghini, the Scion is a concept car that boasts 820 horsepower from the factory. It's powered by a 785 horsepower naturally aspirated V12, which is coupled with a 40 horsepower electric motor that gives the Scion that extra boost. The design of the car is completely unique and unmistakable and is easily another potential cover car. Rumored to start production in 2020, this hypercar has a great opportunity to be included in Horizon 5, and I'm sure a lot of people are anticipating its debut. Remember when Forza added the Ford Supervan? This would be the counter to it. Adding this Renault into the game would add a rival to the Supervan and give us the possibility of head-to-head events between the two. It's a huge meme car and was featured in many other games in the past, such as Gran Turismo, so licensing wouldn't be an issue. Although not too many people are asking for this car, since the Supervan was added, it would make sense that they should add this into the game as well. Set for production in 2021, the Evija is another great potential cover car for Horizon 5. A rumored competitor to the Tesla Roadster, it delivers over 2,000 horsepower and 1,300 foot-pounds of torque, nearly double what you would see from the Aston Martin Valkyrie. It weighs in at only 3,700 pounds, making it the lightest electric hypercar ever. And with a top speed of 220 miles per hour and 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds, it is insanely fast, and as I said before, is a great fit for Horizon 5. Although the Evija is a supposed competitor, the Tesla Roadster's rumored specs are much better than the Evija's. Although horsepower figures aren't yet available, Tesla claims a 0 to 60 acceleration in 1.9 seconds and a top speed of 250 miles per hour. If true, these specs would make it one of the fastest cars in the world. Tesla's predicted $200,000 base price would also make it the most affordable hypercar in existence. If a car this fast is implemented in Horizon 5, many people will be extremely happy, and in my opinion, this car is absolutely necessary to Horizon 5 and cannot be overlooked, especially with Tesla's publicity potential. Anyways, that is it for today's video. Make sure you smash like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit that dank number of 42.0 thousand subscribers by the end of the year, and any help will be greatly appreciated. With that, drop a comment if you have a video idea or if I missed any cars on this list, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.